Howdy there, all you smart Bestie viewers. Are you concerned with your brain health as you get older? Well, the best thing you can do is look at your diet. The fuel we put in our bodies can either harm or protect us. That's why you need to eat a balanced diet if you're going to maintain a healthy brain. In today's video, we'll talk about 5 of the worst foods for your brain, as well as some of the nutritious options you can replace them with. Do refined carbs make the list? What about cheese? We're talking about all of this and more. Number 1. Refined carbs. Just so you know, sugars and highly processed grains such as white flour are examples of refined carbs. These carbohydrates have a high glycemic index. This means that your body digests them quickly, resulting in an increase in blood sugar and insulin. Foods like refined bread and pasta are among the worst for your brain. They rarely have any nutrition and there's no fiber to slow their digestion. When consumed in higher quantities, foods with refined carbs frequently have a high glycemic load. The glycemic load indicates how much a certain food elevates blood sugar levels based on the serving size. Foods with high glycemic loads have been shown to decrease brain function. According to studies, even a single meal with a high glycemic load can impair memory in both children and adults. Also, this research discovered that individuals who consumed more fat and refined sugar had shorter memory. Inflammation is known as a risk factor for brain degenerative disorders such as Alzheimer's and dementia. According to a study, people who ate more than 58% of their daily calories in the form of carbs had nearly double the chance of mild mental impairment and dementia. Refined carbs may have additional impacts on the brain. One study showed that kids who ate high-carb diets also scored lower on nonverbal IQ. Switch refined carbs with whole carbs. Carbohydrates are not all evil. Whole carbohydrates are extremely beneficial to your health and one of the greatest foods for your brain. Concentrate on complex carbs which are high in fiber. Think about adding whole grains, legumes, fruits, and vegetables. They're big on vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. These nutrients not only nourish the brain, but also help protect brain cells from free radical damage caused by pollution, stress, and simply being alive. Number 2. Refined sugar. Did you know that Americans consume far too much additional sugar? The scary part is that the majority of this sugar is refined. Refined sugar is one of the worst nutrients for brain health. Too much sugar produces inflammation in the brain, and like refined carbs, it increases your blood sugar, leaving your body and brain without energy they require. Too much refined sugar also lowers the levels of something called the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You need this for memory function and learning. On top of that, sugar is highly addictive. Brain scans show the additional sugar alters your brain chemistry in ways similar to what happens when you consume drugs or alcohol. Soda, energy drinks, fruit juice, and other sugary drinks not only increase your waistline, but also your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. They also have a poor effect on your brain. Having too many sugary drinks raises your chances of getting type 2 diabetes, which has been linked to an increase in risk of Alzheimer's. Even if you don't have diabetes, greater blood sugar levels can raise the risk of dementia. One study discovered that a diet high in refined sugar increases brain inflammation and decreases memory. Choose whole fruits instead of sugary foods and drinks. If you crave a sweet fix, turn to whole foods like fruit, especially blueberries. Because of potent antioxidants like anthocyanins, eating these delightful tiny berries may help prevent short-term memory loss. You can also drink your fruit in the form of a power smoothie. Get your dose of whole fruits with a delicious breakfast smoothie containing just the right amount of sweetness. Number 3. Vegetable oils. Most of us cook with some kind of oil, but it's important to know that certain oils are healthier than others. If you want to consume good meals for your brain, it's time to give up on vegetable oils. These items promote memory loss. Consuming vegetable oil has been associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's. Using canola oil for cooking is tempting because it's less expensive than other vegetable oils and is promoted as being healthy. According to a study, canola oil may be damaging to the brain as it can impair memory and learning ability. The study also linked canola oil consumption to weight increase. Furthermore, the canola oil diet can drastically reduce longevity and result in a larger rise in blood pressure. Another recent study found that chemicals generated during canola oil heating enhanced several inflammatory markers. Another research study discovered that chronic exposure to a canola-rich diet resulted in considerable memory impairment and a big increase in body weight. Depression and other cognitive impairments have also been linked to chronic brain inflammation. When our brains become inflamed, energy production decreases, neuron firing slows, and we're left feeling mentally exhausted. Switch to walnut oil. Walnuts are an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids. Deficiency in omega-3s can impair your ability to learn and remember. People with dementia have low omega-3 levels, according to studies. Whole walnuts are pressed to extract walnut oil. They have a nutty, delicate flavor and some of the same nutrients as walnuts. These include unsaturated fatty acids and plant compounds known as polyphenols. Consuming walnut oil can benefit your heart health, lowering blood sugar levels and reducing your chances of cancer. Before we move ahead, here's another video you might like. Watch and learn about 17 bad habits that are aging you quickly. Now back to the details of bad brain foods. Number 4. Red meat. Red meat is always a controversial subject. When it comes to Alzheimer's disease, studies show that red meat is one of the greatest culprits. Eating red meat in large quantities can be very dangerous. The blood vessels in your brain become clogged the same way that saturated fat clogs the cardiovascular system. Several studies have linked red meat to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and mortality. While humans have been eating it forever, people are now coming around to its negative effects. Eat the beans. You should avoid eating items that trigger memory loss. Instead, make beans the focal point of your dish. It's a high-protein source that also enhances brain-boosting B vitamins and magnesium. I know beans aren't everyone's thing, but give them a try. Not only are they good for you, they can be delicious. Number 5. Cheese. If you're a cheese lover, we have bad news for you. Cheese has been linked to dementia. Foods rich in saturated fat impair the memory and spark inflammation in the brain. The two most common sources of saturated fat in the American diet are cheese and pizza. According to a study, not only are high-fat diets linked to poor memory, they also impair your hypothalamus, a portion of the brain that helps govern body weight regulation. As with meat, saturated fat clogs our brain veins just as it does our heart vessels. Higher levels of saturated fat have been linked to brain inflammation, increased risk of stroke, and memory impairment. A high-fat diet impairs your brain's ability to manage the amount of food you eat, making you more prone to obesity. A high-fat diet promotes inflammation elsewhere in the body, including your arteries, which can increase your risk of stroke. You could be having a heart attack, but you could also have a blockage in the arteries leading to your brain. Add creamy avocado to your diet. If you don't want heart problems, eat more avocados. Avocados are a creamy, plant-based alternative to cheese. They're high in potassium, which can help lower blood pressure and your risk of stroke. Avocados are high in folate. This is a nutrient that can lead to Alzheimer's if you're not getting enough of it. A convenient and delicious way to include avocados in your diet is to make creamy avocado hummus. You can also spread it over your toast. Several additional elements in food are also harmful to your brain. When eaten in large quantities, they can cause cognitive damage. Following a diet rich in nutritious, fresh, whole foods is one of the best things you can do. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple more brain-related videos, shall we? Check out 9 brain-boosting drinks you need to know about. Or how about 6 foods that can keep your mind young and improve your brain health? Go ahead, click one. Or better yet, watch both and learn how your food choices can help keep your brain healthy and happy. Do you have some interesting and proven ways to boost your brain health? Let us know in the comments below.